Welcome to the experience of the Triple T Josie Gray Show, where truth and transparency in life's challenges bring help, hope, and healing.
Listen now as Josie tells the truth about personal growth and spirituality, relationships, health, and finances.
Tell the truth, Josie. Thank you two so much for that warm introduction. As they said, I am Josie Gray, and this is the Triple T Josie Gray Show. Well, listen, we've had a lot of challenges, not bad things, a lot of happenings, a lot of events, a lot of things going on, and we haven't really been as faithful as we had anticipated when we first got started. However, we do want to share with you what is going on. Just to let you know, I launched Free for Life Revolution Center almost 2 Sundays ago, March 11th. And the weeks leading up to that, the 2.5, 3 weeks leading up to that, we were really stretched. And, you know, I'm really coming today to talk to you about something that I've thought about in leading up to those awesome events. Many times, change stretches us. And change puts us in a position where we have to do things differently. We have to do things that we're not accustomed to. We have to learn how to work through situations and work through problems that we may not have ever faced. Change is all about that, change. And I was also thinking about the different historical events that we've celebrated most recently. You know, the United States is notorious for so many historical events and so many things that we celebrate, holidays and things like that. It's called history, but I want you to look at this differently. History always repeats itself, they say, right? Not just in the calendar events, but things that we're going through, you know, through in our United States, in different worlds, and or shall I say in different cultures across the world. But here's something that I want you to look at concerning you. What is it in your life that historically keeps repeating itself over and over? You guys know me. I always give a testimony, or I use myself. There was a young lady who at one time was very close to me. We were very knit like sisters, although we're not actually related. And a time came in my life where, for whatever reason, she didn't even know really why, but we broke connection. We no longer could really just work together. We couldn't even spend time really in the room together. And I never really knew why. But it took her a long time to tell me why and what was happening, because it was something that she was going through. But here's something that I found in that relationship. Every time something major gets ready to happen in my life, out of the blue, she'll find me and she'll contact me, which is not a good or a bad thing. It's just something that I've found historically. Every time something major is about to happen in my life, her contacting me is like an indication that something is about to happen, usually in my favor. That being said, that's a great thing that lets me know. It's like a pointer that says, Josie, something's getting ready to happen. Josie, something's getting ready to happen that's going to blow your mind. But on the flip side, there are many of us and most of us that go through things in life where it's like a consistent cycle. I have a young lady who has talked to me on a number of occasions, who has gone through a lot of eviction notices and evictions, where she's had to live in different places. I went through that myself. Matter of fact, I went through 13 eviction notices. Yes, that's right, 13. And I kept copies of those notices for years. And I said that I was going to keep them because I knew where I was going. I just wasn't sure how to get there. But the point is, I was in a cycle. She's in a cycle. So many of us she was in a cycle. So many of us are in cycles, and we're allowing history to repeat itself over and over. Some of us, it's things like that as far as a home. Some of us, it's like a car. We get one, we lose it. We get another one, then we lose it. Some of us, it's relationships. We get in a relationship, it looks like it's going good, it's going great, then all of a sudden something happens, we don't know what it is, we don't know why. Next thing you know, the relationship is going like this. At first we're growing together, then next thing you know, we're growing apart. Point being, it's still history repeating itself. It's a cycle. My first question to you is, When do you take notice and realize that history is repeating itself in your life? That's number one. Number two, when you take notice and you realize history is repeating itself, what do you do to get off that merry-go-round? What changes are you making? What different adjustments are you making in your life? What have you decided can make a difference, even if it's one step? I was listening to Tony Robbins, one of my favorite inspirational speakers or life coaches, whatever you want to call him. And he talked about how he started taking golf lessons. And when he took golf lessons, at first he was just automatically, he was gifted. He was just, hitting that ball, and he was just getting a hole in one like this. And the instructor who was teaching him wasn't really impressed because he knew that it was a stroke of luck. So the next time he went back, I think he tells the story of how it was the following day. It was totally the opposite. He thought he was swinging the same. He was getting nothing close to the hole. He thought he was holding the club the same. He was getting nothing close to the hole. He thought he was standing the same. He was getting nothing close to the hole. Here's the point. His instructor came to him. He asked the instructor, what is going on? What am I doing wrong? And the instructor said, you know what, Tony? You're only off by just a little bit, maybe about a half of a centimeter. He said that the thing was, yesterday you were working and operating in your confidence. Today, you were so overconfident, you changed something and you didn't even realize you're off by just a little over a hairline, by just a little over a centimeter. Here's the thing. I want to say to you, in your cycle, you are possibly just off by maybe about a centimeter in making the change that you need to hit a hole in one in your life. A hole in one towards that goal. A hole in one towards that designed destiny that you were designed to obtain. A hole in one for reaching that business or starting that business or starting that new relationship. A hole in one for making it work. It could be a marriage. It could be a new career. Whatever it is, consider that you're not that far off. It just seems like it. You may have had a great stroke of great luck, great success to start off with, but then all of a sudden something changed. It was probably you. Well, this is Josie. We've been on here today for about maybe 7 minutes. Stay tuned. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see our contact information. But also, we want you to know that we're going to be giving you excerpts from the messages that we're going to be having at Free for Life Revolution Center. We're going to be giving you little bits and pieces of that every now and then. Thank you so much for staying connected. Continue to share. If this is making an impact in your life, comment, let us know, like it, and then subscribe if you're not subscribed, and share this with someone else. This again is Josie. Don't forget that after today, you might not be that far off. Just make a small adjustment and you can make a great change and a great difference in your life. This is Josie. Make it a great one. We'll see you next week.